share my screen. Okay, so you're saying you got no questions, right?
I think I'm good.
Okay, then let's just get down to this. I do recommend copying, you know what, hang on. We don't need sign law written there twice. That way I can make this bigger. Anyways, I do recommend copying this down because we need those formulas. These are formulas you will get on the test. So it's a good idea to write them down and get comfortable with them.
Okay, I wrote it down.
You will hear this as sign law or law of signs. It's the same thing. And both of those formulas, like this top one, the bottom one, they're equivalent. It's just easier when you have the unknown on top to solve. So let's say if you're trying to solve an unknown side, use this one. Solving an unknown angle, use this one. The capital letters are the angles, A, B, C, those are the angles. The lowercase are the corresponding sides. So capital A, angle, corresponds, its opposite side is little a. Angle big B corresponds with little b. Big C, its opposite side, little c. Is that cool?
Yeah.
So when, just so you know, when you're kind of labeling and solving, because it won't always be ABC. Here's some notes. Let me know when you're done taking those down, then we'll do some examples.
Okay, I wrote it down.
All set. All right, so the sine law works for all triangles. Like this is not a right triangle, but it would work for a right triangle if we wanted to use it. So just know that it works for all triangles. We have this kind of double equation. All we need is two of these at once. We don't need to use all three every time. And like I mentioned to you before, it's easiest when the unknown is the one on top. If it's a side we're looking for, use this formula. If it's an angle we're looking for, we'll use this formula. All right, let's do some examples. What am I saying here? Number 1 on page 119. Yes. All right. Oh, stop sharing. There we go. Oh, hello, Nathan. Okay. So example number 1 gives us triangle. This is B, this is A, this is C, which means this will be little a, this will be little c, this will be little b. Why do I have a leaky pen? We're told that this one over here, this is 30 centimeters. This is 25 degrees. This is 80 degrees. Okay, now it's telling us to find B. It wants us to find this side. Now we need kind of two pairs. The angle B and side B, this is what we're needing to solve for. Now we need either angle A and side A or angle C and side C. We don't have either of those, but if you notice, if you have two angles, then you can get the third angle. All three angles always add up to 180 degrees. Is this clear? Is this a little blurry? That's a bit better. So all angles in a triangle equal 180 degrees. So 180 degrees minus 25 minus 80 equals angle C, which equals, that's 100, so it equals 75 degrees. So we know that C equals 75 degrees. Now we have kind of two pairs that we can work with. The unknown is the side, so I'm going to write it as B over sine of B equals C over sine of C. Any problems so far? Does that make sense? All right, I'm going to assume that everybody's good. I'm still recording, right? Yeah. Okay, so little b, we don't know what that is, but sine of b, sine of 25, and then little c is 30, and then sine of c is sine of 75. So now we're going to need our calculators. So b over sine of 25. Make sure it's in degree mode. Always make sure it's in degree mode. 25 sine, your calculator might be sine of 25. It all varies. 0.423 equals 30 over sine of 75. 75 sine is 0.966. And so now we just have to solve for b. So we want to isolate it. We multiply both sides by 0.423, which means it's going to be 0.423 times 30 divided by this. So 0.423 times 30 equals that, divided by 0.966 equals 13. It doesn't say, used to physics, it always tells us kind of what decimal place to go to. If it doesn't say, then it's kind of up to you. I'll just say 13 centimeters. Textbook says 13.13, whichever. You're gonna have to round at some point, clearly. I'm not interested in you writing that whole thing down. So side B is 13 centimeters. Any questions about that? Does that make sense? Claudia, you good?
Yeah.
Cool. Mr. Truderung, I know you joined us a couple moments late. Are you okay with this so far?
I didn't watch it because I was copying my notes down, but I think I'll get it.
Okay.
So.
It is pretty straightforward stuff, especially relative to what we've been doing. So question number 2, example number 2. Weird looking triangle, something like that. This is 60. This is B, C, so this has to be A. This is 180. This is 125. And that's all we have. Now it wants us to find angle A. So we have this side, this is little a right here. This is little c right here. We have everything that we need, except this time we're going to put the angles on top. So sine of A over little a equals sine of C over little c. B doesn't factor in. We don't have angle B, we don't have side B, so who cares? So sine of A, we don't know that. Sine of A over little a, which is 60. Sine of C, which is 125. Sine of 125 over 180. So first thing we're going to do is solve for sine of A, and then we're going to solve for A. Multiply both sides by 60, so 60 times whatever this is, divided by 180, that will equal sine of A. The way I punch that into my calculator, I'm going to do the sine first. So 125 sine times 60 or not times, crap. Let me try that again. 125 sine. So I'm figuring out that. And then I'm going to multiply it by 60. Then I'm going to divide it by 180. Sine of A equals 0.2731. So what we do is we take the inverse sine of 0.2731, which equals angle A, which equals, so second sine, 15.8 or 16 degrees. Any problems with that? Any questions? We're good? Get time to copy it down? Okay, one more example. This one looks like a trick question. This is B, C, A. This is 62 degrees, 24 degrees. Side is 300. Now what the question is saying is find the area of this triangle. To find the area of a triangle, remember area equals base times height divided by 2. So it would be 300 times the height divided by 2. So we need to get the height. How do we do that? Maybe I'll do a different color. To get the height, we can use our primary trig ratios. So if this is if this is a right angle triangle, man, can you guys hear my stomach? It's just going crazy. If this is a right angle triangle, we could use either one of these sides, or sorry, either one of these angles. But we would need kind of one of the hypotenuses or one of these adjacent sides, and we don't have that. 300 is this entire thing. So what we can do is we can use sine law to get one of these hypotenuses, if you will, and then we can go back to doing this. So I'm gonna go after this one. We also need this angle A. Well, we have 2 here, so we can get the third. 24 and 62, that's 86. So this angle is going to be 94 degrees. Stop me if I'm going too fast, if something's not making sense. We need little c over here. So little c over sine of c equals little a over sine of a. We put in what we know. Little c over sine of 62 equals little a, which is 300, over the sine of 94. So now we solve for c. So it's whatever the sine of 62 is, multiplied by 300, divided by the sine of 94. So 62 sine 0.88 times 300 equals 264. Divided by, now I'm going to use brackets here because I don't trust the way my calculator is going to sign things. So I already said divide, then I'm putting in, I don't remember what buttons I pressed already, so I'm going to restart. Sine of 62 times 300, okay, divided by, and I'm opening the brackets, 94, sine, closing the brackets, equals 265.5, 265.5. So that's this value up here. I've got 265.5. Now I've got this triangle with this height here. I can, if it helps, you can redraw it. 265.5, that's a right angle triangle we're making, 24 degrees. We don't know what this is, but we want to get this side. Sine, because opposite and hypotenuse, sine of 24 degrees equals the opposite side, let's call that y, over the hypotenuse, 265.5. So y equals sine of 24 times 265.5. 24 sine times 265.5, 107.989. So what that means is, we're gonna go all the way back to this original kind of equation here. Bring that down. The base of this is 300. The height is 107.989 divided by 2. 300 divided by 2 is 150. So that's just one of the ways I take shortcuts. 150 times 107.989. So 100 and, what the heck? 16,000, almost 16,200. Is that right? Yeah, it is. Oh, they've rounded up. I've got 16,198. This was in centimeters? No, meters. So it's meters squared because it's an area. Any questions? So this was what the question was asking, but we needed sine law to be able to get there first. Some of the questions say solve each triangle. That means every unknown part of it you have to solve. Just make sure you do that. If there are no questions, you are free to go.